down themselves and aborting those rescue missions until those conditions are not as hazardous and safe enough for them to make it out and make those rescues. So we'll check back in with you in just a few minutes. Reporting live here in Lake Charles, Dalford Jones for KLFY News 10.
All right. That is a scene from Lake Charles from our sister station. Here at Nexstar Nation, we are committed to making sure that you stay safe. We have newsrooms and journalists throughout Texas and Louisiana, so that is why you want to stay tuned right here. We are going to be bringing you team coverage. Nexstar Nation is a team, and this is a team that is going to get you through this storm safely and informed. Now, we do want to send it over to our meteorologist, Lindsay Day here, and we saw those conditions in Lake Charles, and it's worsening by the minute. So tell us about that.
Yeah, you can see actually Lake Charles here on the radar, and it is getting slammed with rain, and you can't see that it is getting those strong winds, but you better believe it is. Conditions deteriorating rapidly in the Lake Charles area and for much of Louisiana. Now, what's very interesting is we are just moments away from a landfall of Laura right along the Texas-Louisiana border, and when we last monitored it, it was just a couple miles offshore. What I want to point out to you, for us here in the Houston area, notice all of the rain from Laura is removed. So we really did dodge a bullet, both in the rain department and you can say in the wind department, but that does not mean we are not going to be feeling winds. We for sure will be feeling some winds, just not nearly to the extent that they're feeling them in Louisiana this evening. As far as the rain, we already actually received some rain bands from Laura earlier today, and I think that's going to really be just about it that we see from Laura. Not to say we won't get rain in the coming days from other sources. However, the majority of Laura's rain will be in Louisiana, where they are expected to see 10 to 15 inches up in the Lake Charles region. So just imagine if this was shifted a little bit over further to the east, it would be devastating for us. However, like we mentioned, the devastation is really going to be confined to that Louisiana border. We are going to continue to monitor Laura's track as she makes landfall at any minute now, so keep it locked in here.
Thank you so much, Lindsay. And yes, we are monitoring conditions across the coast. So let's go back down to Galveston. That is where we find Wes Rappaport. So how are things doing? It looks like the wind's picking up.
Yeah, Maggie, the wind is picking up. We saw that just looking at the information from the National Weather Service, which indicated that the wind is about 26 miles per hour with gusts at 36 miles per hour. So definitely feeling those gusts when they do come here at this point in the evening as we await landfall about let's see, 75, maybe a little bit more miles east of us here.
Those miles per hour are nothing compared to what we've been seeing with our sister station in Lake Charles and Lafayette. So I can only imagine. Now here in Galveston, they've asked people to make sure that they stay home. In fact, there is a curfew. So have people been out and about, or are they actually listening to those orders?
Yeah, haven't seen too many people out and about. I think anybody who has heeded the warnings to evacuate is certainly gone, and anybody else who's hunkering down is hunkering down. So we have not seen too many people, aside from a few law enforcement vehicles driving around and the occasional resident neighbor just driving around. But that's about it. I've not seen anybody on foot, but we had seen people on foot here along the beach for the last 48 hours in droves up until that curfew order took effect.
All right, well, we definitely can hear that wind. That is why we have been telling people before the storm to prepare and make sure that you had nothing that could be flying around that could act almost as a missile and cause damage. So we have Wes down there in Galveston. We will go back to him later on. I do want to talk again to our meteorologist. We do have Andrew Shipley with us, and we saw those winds. But in comparison to what Louisiana and what we saw from our sister station, because we have eyes across this storm, I mean, That's nothing.
No, it's nowhere near nothing. They actually have extreme wind warnings well out towards Louisiana. Now, I do want to point things out, though. You just saw in that live shot some of the gusty winds there. That's why we do have those hurricane warnings all the way down to Galveston, because those are hurricane strength gusts. They don't need to be the 175 mile an hour gusts we're seeing well out to the east. It only needs to reach 73 miles an hour to get into the strength of a hurricane gust down into Galveston. Now, we're not also going to see even less than that even here in Houston. Again, tropical storm force gusts, that's anywhere from 39 to 73, so even less. So again, well off to the east, a lot worse. Again, that's where we are seeing very, very close to landfall of Laura at this time. You see that eye really kind of right up against the coastline. I'm going to zoom in here, and we put a kind of a ruler in there. It's maybe 1-2 miles from the coastline there, somewhere around Cameron, just due south of Lake Charles, and that's really where Lake Charles does not want it to be, because this is going to go basically right through Lake Charles. The worst of the wind is going to be right through there. Again, right along the Texas-Louisiana line, and again, this is not what you want to see. For folks living in Lake Charles, I really hope those folks left and they went west closer here to Houston, where things are kind of quieter, at least at this time. But again, we are very, very intimate to landfall here, 2 miles out from that landfall on the Louisiana coastline. Luckily, this is probably one of the least populated areas along the Gulf coastline. A lot of that is bayous, and that's why that storm surge is really going to be allowed to push about 30 miles inland, Maggie.
My goodness, that eye, how distinct that is. Thank you so much, Andrew. And we want to send it back down to Hillary Simon, who is in Baytown. And I want to check in as that eye starts to approach. Conditions, I see you have your jacket on now. Conditions are changing, so tell me, how are things?
Maggie, the wind has been picking up a good amount. We have a storm vehicle with us, and we've been detecting a gust of 25 miles per hour, and it keeps getting strong. That's kind of why you see me straddling a little bit, just to kind of keep my balance on the wind. Not too crazy, of course, to knock me down, but enough that I should probably do this just for safety reasons. But as my photographer shows you from the grass and the water, you can see it moving fast and furious here in the wind right now. But there are boats, of course, here on this dock, people who are staying here overnight who tell me that they've done this before and they feel safe of where they are here in the Baytown area. Now, for Baytown, it is a voluntary evacuation, not mandatory. So they weren't forced to leave, but of course, strongly and encouraged. And the folks that I spoke to earlier that we had heard from later in the day had talked about how they were going to stay put. Their biggest concern, though, is what they remember from Hurricane Harvey 3 years ago, was a lot of flooding and power outages. That what they said was their biggest concern, and businesses being shut down. Of course, we'll see later on once Laura actually hits the area of exactly what happens at Baytown. But as projected, of course, from the meteorologist, it looks like they will mostly be fine. But these wind gusts are definitely picking up here. Each time I do another live hit with you guys, I can feel the wind has picked up. And again, 25 mile per hour wind gusts is what we're detecting in our storm vehicle. So definitely been picking up in the area, Maggie.
Yes, we can definitely see that. And you were talking about businesses, and I think that that's a really good point, because already they've been hit by COVID. And now the thought of having to shut down due to a hurricane and the damage, I mean, when you were talking to some business owners and people down there, how are they feeling? I mean, spirits have to be down.
Well, yes, of course. And you know, right before I even came to Houston, I was actually in New Orleans preparing for Hurricane Marco. And those businesses in the area say they'd already been so devastated by COVID-19. One owner telling me that sales has been down 10%. And of course, when you have a threat of a hurricane, they have to close down and shelter in place. That's them losing more business. So when you think about COVID-19 and all the businesses that have had to close for months on end, of course, to keep everybody safe during the pandemic, then you got a hurricane and you got Mother Nature taking effect as well. So especially, I'm sure, for businesses in the Houston metro outside areas, this is just another strain to add on.
Right, I know. We are definitely trying to stay strong in all of this. Now, I've noticed just through our live shot right now, it seems like conditions continue to change. So Would you say this is the worst you've seen, or was it worse earlier? It seemed like the wind, your ponytail was blowing a little bit more earlier throughout the day.
It really comes in waves, I'm telling you, Maggie. One moment it'll seem kind of calm, and then another moment the wind really picks up, and I can tell. So it just depends, I guess, when you get me. Like right now it seems a little calm, but I'd say maybe 2 minutes before you guys took me, I could really feel the pull. So I guess it hasn't decided yet exactly how the wind feels.
I know, Laura, she just cannot seem to make up her mind, but we do know she's going to be packing a punch to our neighbors to the east. Well, thank you so much. Sorry I used your ponytail as an indicator, but girls, we know what it's like with the hair. That's how we can indicate a lot when it comes to Mother Nature, right?
That's exactly right.
Well, we need to have some lightheartedness in all of this to get through. Thank you so much, Hillary. And my girl Lindsay, we know all about hair and the hair casts around here. So, yeah,
measures the humidity perfectly,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah. We don't even need to check the relative humidity out there. We know by the hair. Yes. All right. Let's bring it back into some more serious stuff, because we have some devastating conditions unfolding east of the area. Right now, Hurricane Laura is really making landfall as we speak. The National Hurricane Center tweeting out that the northern edge of the eye wall is approaching and making landfall in Cameron, there in Louisiana. For us, we are spared that direct hit from Hurricane Laura. We're still feeling some impacts locally, but nothing like what they will be experiencing in Cameron up towards Lake Charles. You have to keep in mind those eye wall winds are where the most intense winds are. We've been seeing reports of winds that are strong Category 4, even some borderline Category 5 hurricane strength winds associated in this eye wall. As this pushes ashore, it's going to be leveling homes that's in its path, very life-threatening, and nothing that anyone wants to be in the way of. Now locally, as we were talking about, the winds are coming in waves, so we are monitoring some gusty conditions, especially along the coast where Galveston is picking up a 32-mile-per-hour wind gust. There we have it at Beaumont, some of the higher wind gusts we've seen in our local area now exceeding 50 miles per hour, and the stronger winds will definitely be east of the Houston area. So if you are east of the Houston area tonight, we could be experiencing some hurricane force winds that would be in excess of 70 miles per hour, in excess of 73 to be exact. But now if you are west of the Houston area, there is a sharp drop off in those wind speeds, so you won't see anything too crazy in the wind department. As a matter of fact, maybe 20 mile per hour winds. Let's show you, put this in motion. One of our forecast models, again, take these numbers with a grain of salt. This is not set in stone as to exactly the number you will see, but this gives you a generalized idea of what we can expect. Wherever you see the purple, that's the devastating winds, 100 mile per hour winds shown in those purple colors. But as you push towards Houston, we may see 20, 30, maybe 40 mile per hour winds as Laura continues to push northward, making its way up the Louisiana state. An estimated 50 mile per hour wind gusts, and notice that our timestamp puts this at 4 o'clock in the morning, so overnight tonight is when the winds will really pick up. But then shortly after that, we'll see the winds really drop off and really die down. So we are still under tropical storm warnings in the Houston area, in Montgomery County, up for Conroe, the Woodlands, all the way down through Brazoria County, Manville, under tropical storm warnings. Could see winds, like I mentioned, between 30, maybe 40, 50 miles an hour at times. The power outage scenario, well, it's not looking too likely as you work west of Houston, but the further east you go, the more likely it will be to experience some power outages. The greatest probability in our immediate area would be our extreme eastern zones. So if you're in eastern Liberty County, if you're in eastern Chambers County, not out of the question. Now the purple area, I just kind of shake my head when I see it. Extreme wind warnings. This is where the devastating conditions will be felt. No one wants to be in the path of that. Really, the National Weather Service reserves that for when a hurricane eye wall is moving ashore and winds are expected to exceed 100 miles per hour in that zone. Now the winds create the storm surge. Basically, when you have these powerful winds rotating counterclockwise counterclockwise around that center of low pressure, which is what a hurricane is essentially, you get this wall of water that just pushes ashore. And this is the most deadly part of a hurricane. So unfortunately for Louisiana, on the western parts of Louisiana, near Port Arthur, near Sabine Pass, 15 to 20 foot storm surge. Imagine 3-4 people stacked up on top of each other, and that's going to be the height of the water that's just pushing ashore from Hurricane Laura. For us, we are still expecting storm surge, nothing compared to that, but it is still something to be concerned about and something to monitor and take seriously here in our local area. 2 to 4 foot storm surge near Brazoria County, extending up to a 9 foot storm surge as you work eastward over towards Louisiana into eastern parts of Chambers County. Also want to mention, definitely worth mentioning, that there are high rip current risks at the beaches for the next couple of days. You do not want to get in these waters. Experienced swimmers can just really be honestly killed if you get caught in one of these rip currents. We had a report of a death down in Corpus Christi of someone down there surfing earlier today. So just imagine if the seas are that rough down there, you better believe that here the seas will be rough for several days after. So even after the storm passes, we still have to be cautious. Now this is a very impressive map that I'm showing you here because it shows how far inland that storm surge is going to penetrate, and you can see that it makes it all the way up to about I-10. We'll see that deadly storm surge really come up high, and so that's something that folks in Louisiana will definitely have to be concerned about. We're continuing to bring you the latest on Hurricane Laura as she continues to push north into Louisiana, so keep it right here on CW39.
Thank you so much, Lindsay. Yes, here at CW39 Houston and Nexstar Nation, we have reporters on the ground all along the coast from Texas to Louisiana. And speaking of those, we want to go out to Trent Bennett. He is down in Texas City. And earlier you were with some fishermen. And so how are things now?
Well, the fishermen have been coming in and out, filtering in and out. Where we are, we're at the dike, which is a very popular fishing pier. It's also a very popular part for families that come out here because there is a little bit of a beach. Now you can see just over my shoulder here, the dike is closed and we've been ordered not to go past this sign, which is right behind me. It's about 100 yards from where the pier is located. And when you go out there, which we did earlier, there's something called Mosquito Island. It's an area that's kind of beachy with sand. That area is completely submerged in water right now, and that water is starting to come up to the top of the road. And I was told by some of the locals here, the fishermen, the experts, told me that when that happens, it's because they're afraid that the water is going to come across over the road. They don't want people driving in and out of it. So this is about as close as we can get. Now, the wind speed here, I would have to say that earlier today it was a little bit heavier. It's not the bursts of wind that we're getting here are not as heavy as they were earlier today. But out of precaution, where we are standing just outside of the downtown district here in Texas City, all of the businesses have been shut down all day long. So it really looks like a ghost town. But the good news out of all of this is that over here on this side, just a little southeast of you guys over in the CW studio, things are starting to feel like they're clearing up. Of course, as we wait for Laura to make landfall, this wind could be picking up very soon. But right now, it's looking like the coast is clear over here, and a lot of the residents feel the same way.
Well, that is good. Yes, I know some of the residents, they were upset that they were going to be closing that down, and they said if they had it their way, they'd be out there fishing, right?
That is exactly right, Maggie. The folks have been really upset. These fishermen are very, very, very dedicated. In fact, when we got here earlier this afternoon, they were trying to get into the dike and they were closing that section off. I was told that they were closing off the dike at 6 a.m. and the fishermen were lined up as we got here this afternoon. And as we've been sitting here, they've been filtering in and out, asking us questions, asking how long it's been closed down. But of course, this is about as close as we can get to it, which is about 100 meters, 100 yards from that fishing pier, Maggie.
All right, thank you so much, Trent, reporting for us in Texas City. And those fishermen, just get some sleep. I promise there will be plenty of bite and bait to come. In the meantime, it's important just to wait this out. And we want to take it back over to meteorologist Andrew Shipley. So we're getting closer. It's now about 12:18.
Yeah.
And where are we when it comes to Hurricane Laura?
I would say we're within minutes of probably landfall of Laura in Louisiana at this time. We're going to zoom things in here. I want to really kind of take a close look at the eye of Laura. And when we say landfall, obviously we've been dealing with the effects for Laura for the last several hours, and you can really make out, though, the eye. And that's when it actually makes landfall, is when the actual eye of the hurricane comes ashore, and that's what we are looking at right now with Laura. And this is the coastline. You see this black line? That's the actual coast, and that eye wall is really kind of flirting right now with landfall. And we are seeing that in Cameron Parish there, just south of Lake Charles, probably, I don't know, maybe 20 miles, Lindsay, I'm thinking about 20 miles is that probably from, there it is, that 30 miles from Lake Charles there. So really a landfalling hurricane at this time, Category 4 storm, 150-mile-an-hour winds. And if you actually look at the radar from Laura, something in the radar is called velocity product, and what they do is not only just tracks the rain, it tracks also portions of the wind field. And I know the velocity product, because I just looked at it off camera, is picking up 170-mile-an-hour winds about a half mile above the surface of the earth. So it really is picking up strong winds as it makes landfall, but closer to the surface, about 150-mile-an-hour winds gusting to about 170. So Lindsay's going to help me work the map here, but we are looking at very close to landfall here. Lindsay, if you can pause the map there it is. Again, right in Cameron Parish, again, is that landfall of Hurricane Laura, again, about 30 miles south. But look at these rain bands. This is where that strongest of the winds are of Hurricane Laura. That's where, again, we're expecting those 150-mile-an-hour winds. That's where that extreme wind warning is in effect right now as Laura makes landfall. Yeah, you zoom things out just a little bit there, and we can see kind of put things in perspective. There is the Texas-Louisiana line there. So again, this is moving inland at this moment, making landfall. We're going to send things off to Maggie, where we do have a live look from Lake Charles.
Yes, let's take that live look at Lake Charles. Look at those conditions. They are worsening. I did want to point out Lake Charles, a lot of us know that here in Houston because of the Golden Nugget Casino. Now, the Golden Nugget Casino, you know, that is owned by Tillman Fertitta, and this is a live look of Moss Bluff, Louisiana, courtesy of Jason Tarver. But back to Lake Charles and the Golden Nugget Casino, Tillman Fertitta, he knows all about that because of being from Galveston and his hotels and making sure that everybody is safe. But he actually closed the casino, but hundreds of refinery workers and first responders are staying at the hotel waiting for the storm to pass. So if you're wondering, when we keep talking about Lake Charles, we always think about the Golden Nugget. I had some friends down there not that long ago, enjoying some fun in the sun, socially distanced, of course, and now we see that. And I just, you know what I always think, Andrew, is these storms hit at night, and it's that moment when we see daybreak, and then you see just how much
devastation.
damage. Yeah, it just makes me sick to my stomach.
And I don't know what it is. I mean, we see, I don't know why it is. It just always seems like the big ones hit at night. And that's why it's almost so much scarier, because you just can't see all that far, because, you know, it's dark outside, but you just hear the sounds and just the howling of the winds. And I was just in a hurricane down in Hannah just a couple weeks ago, and that was only a Category 1, a strong Category 1 that is. But just the sound in the air that these folks are hearing, it's almost like a freight train coming. And with us being a Category 4, that sounds just even louder. And again, we're very close, if not right at landfall. Lindsay's going to zoom it in again, right at the eye wall. Actually, looks like it is landfall right now, right in Cameron Parish. Again, 30 miles south of Lake Charles at this time. And again, there is the Texas-Louisiana line. San jamming it past there. So again, we are looking at landfall right at this moment. Again, this is where we're looking at 150-mile-an-hour winds, gusts upwards of about 175 miles an hour. So again, very strong hurricane making landfall, major hurricane. We do expect catastrophic damage from Hurricane Laura, and one of that parts that has caused the damage is that storm surge. Looking at 15 to 20 feet storm surge in and around Cameron Parish there, and that's where again we are looking at the worst of Hurricane Laura. And obviously here in Houston and Galveston, nowhere near the storm surge that they're going to be seeing. We're talking storm surge pushing in 30 miles. That's right, 30 miles. Really just kind of hard to comprehend that, but a lot of the land area in and around southern Louisiana is only about 5 feet above sea level. So when you get a 20-foot surge, it's going to work its way inland pretty deep there. And we're looking at even portions of Lake Charles with the storm surge and the coastal flooding. Well, that river there is going to kind of peak right around 16 feet. Well, half the city floods at 13 feet. So really, we're looking at devastating damage, not only just from the winds of the landfall, well, because of the surge. And again, really that water is still rising at this hour, even though we are at landfall. Just because it landfalls, it doesn't mean it falls apart. We're going to be looking at hurricane-like conditions really for the next several hours. And this is going to continue to weaken, probably still going to be a Cat 2 storm as it works its way further inland. Now, further to the east, though, not as much of that storm surge. You can see that closer towards New Orleans, but they're still dealing with 1 to 3 feet, kind of similar to what we're seeing in Galveston right now. So something to keep in mind. Also, they're dealing with that heavy rains that we kind of missed here in Houston. Only got 1 to 2 inches, but look at Lake Charles, 10, 15 inches worth of rain on top of that landfalling hurricane. Again, right now we are seeing that landfall again right around Cameron Parish there, and hopefully the people just left there because we're expecting devastating, life-threatening storm surge there. Really, if you're in around that area, if you know somebody, maybe make sure that they're home safe tonight, away from the storm system. Pick up the phone and give them a call, Maggie.
I have to ask, because we're watching this happen real time, what should we do if we were in this, or if we know someone there and you said check in on them? But this is coming, and earlier you said, put up maybe a mattress or something. So what should we do to protect ourselves?
So if you are there right now and watching this broadcast, maybe say online, but if you are there and you are not in the center of the home, that's where you need to be, the highest spot of your home, especially if you're closer to the coast, because you don't want that water rushing into your house. But the center of your home, and if you have a window nearby, well, maybe grab the mattress, put that up against the window, because flying debris that could easily break the window there, and we want to make sure that you're protected. Maybe put some mattresses over it. You're just going to have to ride this out. So hopefully that's not the case, and hopefully the folks there are far away from that landfall.
And Andrew, right now the time is about 12:26.
Yeah.
Did this move a lot quicker than we had expected?
We were thinking all along about 1 o'clock, but like we have always been saying with Laura, she's got a mind of her own, and maybe she just snuck in a little bit of a wobble there, maybe a little bit further to the north and a little bit further to the east, which obviously is good for us here in Houston. But obviously landfall now 12:30, give or take here, and just a hair early, but that means it's going to get out of the whole area a little bit quicker as well.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate you, Andrew. And we want to take you back to our sister station in Lafayette. Like I've said, Next Star Nation, we have you covered when it comes to storm coverage. We want to make sure that you stay safe and you stay informed and get through this together like we always do. So let's take a look and see how our sister station is doing in Lafayette and our journalist on the ground there.
Now, once again, the wind is major in this, and it continues to increase. Like I said, this grass, normally that's freestanding, and at this point, it is almost completely flattened. We've seen some heavy gusts of winds just like this one right here. Like I said, my hats almost flew off a few times, and there's still some rain, heavy rain coming down in this area. But once again, we're continuing to follow this storm. We'll be live all evening and into the morning, bringing you the latest so you know what's happening and what's going on. But for now, live just north of Intracoastal City, I'm Giovanni Ligi, KLFY News 10.
All right, Giovanni, thank you for giving us that very up close and personal and real look at the conditions out there. It's not easy standing out there, and the rain is pelting you with winds that are gusting above 30, 40, 50 miles an hour.
No, it surely is not, Darla. And
All right,
being
that
out
was
there,
our
I know
sister
both
station in Lafayette. Like I said, we want to make sure that you get the full effect